Okay, so now we're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. Both at the same time. What are we going to do with it? Well, let's get right into it. I didn't watch the full thing, but Governor Cuomo from New York is putting out a lot of information. Huh? Mass graves of people that are unnamed, unclaimed, digging mass graves. Mass graves. Yeah. Mass graves. So, are you buying everything that he's putting out? Are you convinced of all their data and their charts and their curves and their information? The military's hiring. In Canada, the RCMP's hiring. Military's hiring too for data. If you like data. How about these tests? These COVID tests. Now it's like they're not testing you if you don't have it. They're testing you if you did have it. So now that's going to be mandatory. So you can get the rubber stamp and you can become a part of the labor force once again. Control. Power. Hi, my name's Tom. This is T in Space. And this is Space. Coming to you live from parts unknown. Unless you know where Penticton is, in which case, that's where I am. At the Beaumont Motel, actually. Room 240. Eating potatoes. I love my potatoes. No one should die alone. Ever. Ever. 6 feet away from everybody during this time? No. No one should ever die alone. Why is that? If you have to, I guess you have to, but do we? What's an essential service? Who says what an essential service is? How does government have this much power over us? How is it possible? We can't get together in groups anymore? You fucking kidding me? No. There's no end to that. There's no end to this. Well, it looks like the whole world's going to have to shut down for a year now. I know that's the longest we've ever done it, but we're going to have to do it. And we're going to lose a lot of people, but we would have lost a lot more people if we didn't shut down. You realize that, right? No! I don't realize that, you fucker! So here we are. Again, I reiterate. Do we really need government? If government is fucking us around so royally? Bringing in their experts, their medical experts, their scientists. You know, not all scientists are created equally. Same goes for medical professionals. What do you really think? I think humanity lends itself to panic and also to knowing shit that they have no idea about. Oh yeah, I know it. It's a really bad one. This one, yeah. People are dying. We see it. It's on the front lines. We're on the front lines. Yeah, we're looking for it. Oh yeah, we're looking for it. We weren't looking for it before. We weren't scared, but we're looking for it now. And now we're petrified. If you look for it, you're gonna find it. What are you gonna find? People die. And people are dying for shitty reasons. People are dying early. I wonder why. I wonder why people die, average age, what, 70, 80? Maybe 100 now? Who knows? I wonder why they die so early. I wonder why everybody dies around that age. Could it be because they're not taking care of themselves? They're not eating properly? They're stressed out? They're working too hard? Could it be the life that they live that's just wearing the shit out of them? And then they die early? And they develop more complications? And it compounds? And they're on medications? How many medications do you have to be on, friend? Seriously, how many medications do you really... How many medications has your doctor put you on? Oh, many doctors put you on these medications. That's fucking interesting. Unbelievable. The future of sports during this pandemic. The future of sports, that's what we're worried about. Not the future of freedom. You think you're free now? Try to go for a walk with your friends downtown. Saturday, 12:38 p.m. April 11th, 2020. Whatever happened to the homeless situation that we were working on? I bet you that doesn't exist anymore. COVID must have taken them all out. Well, now we don't have the problem, right? You fucker. There are people, very small percentage of people that are fucking around. They're screwing everybody around. Yep. That's what I know. See, just like coronavirus 19, if you look for it, you're going to find it. I've been looking at corruption, greed, the way things actually are my whole life. I've been watching. I've been looking. I found it. Humanity's got some severe problems. Greed, pride, profit. How can I make a profit on this? Where are all the jobs? Hey, you know what? This factory I know, it's making what are those things called? Incubators? Oh, they're not making they're making masks now. Yeah, that's where all the money is. How can I profit? How can the pharmaceutical industry profit from more disease that they focus on? Oh, I got this thing. It's called chloroquine. Chloroquine. Really? That's how you pronounce it? Yeah, it's chloroquine. You should try it. You sure? What else you gotta lose? It's chloroquine. That doesn't sound like anything. And how'd you know it was gonna work? And why is it mandatory now? I have a test to go to work. Okay. I choose not work. I wonder if we can do that. Well, I haven't worked for a long time. So apparently you can do it. Not many people are, so it's... You gotta think outside the box, you know? If we all did it, we'd all have more. You wanna read my book? So there you have it. How do you control the population of the world? How do you control them? Fear. What if there's nothing to fear? Well, the human mind will always find something to fear. And most people fear death. So I got an idea. Hey, Jimmy, I got an idea. You still working on that virus? We're fearing the wrong things. We're concerned about the wrong things. We shouldn't be fearful of anything. We should concern ourselves with a life not lived. Not a death that hasn't happened yet. Is this life? Fear? Well, you're not being realistic, Tom. There are viruses. Yeah, there are. You're right. Science, right? How good is the science that you were just told? From your governor, from your mayor, from your priest, from your pastor, from your prime minister, from your president. Fuck. What science are you going to listen to? Whose science is better? Whose data is better? Who is better equipped to read a pie chart or to interpret a squiggly line? Governor Cuomo seems like he's really good at it, and he's getting lots of airtime. And so does Donald Trump and his team. Liberals. Conservatives. Both. Working it from their angle. They don't want to lose power. These conservatives, these liberals. They want it just the way it was. Back and forth, fighting. Always fighting. Keep the fight going. Keep the war going. What war? Oh, it's the war on viruses now. The unseen enemy. It's a genius. Quote, end quote. President Trump. the virus is a genius. And it's a war. And we salute everybody on the front lines of this war. Everything has to be a fucking war. See, the majority of people understand that these things are happening, I think, to some degree. Some less than others. But, in general, even if you're mildly attentive to what's going on, you would diagnose. If you had any sensibility, you could see that the systems that we have in place aren't working at all. And they're hurting us. Oh, that system didn't work? Well, let's just let's keep using it. Keep using it, and then we'll add a couple more zeros to it. It'll all make sense in the end. Multiply it by pi, and then we've got ourselves a show. You haven't brought out the pie chart in a while. Can you bring out the pie chart? I've seen a lot of graphs. A lot of bar graphs and lines that you say are flattening, but they're not. They're always going to be wavy, right? You know that, right? Flattening of the curve. The flattening of the curve is death. Isn't it? When you've like completely flattened the curve? That's death. Ain't it? It is. What are we trying to do here? What are these government officials trying to do? What are your governors trying to do? What's the New York governor, Andrew Cuomo, trying to do? He's got places right next to him that want to open their schools, and he's saying, nope. Not even listening to it. We're the epicenter of it all. Notice how New York is always the epicenter? 9/11. Notice how all the trade, US dollar, World Trade Center, doesn't exist anymore, does it? Or does it? Did they build a new one? Trading. How bad is that business right now? It's as bad as it ever was, my friend. What are they trading on now? Everything you can fucking imagine. It's basically, you go to Vegas and you bet on whatever you want. They're betting on it. They're betting on whatever they want. Who's going to die? How many people will die? How can we increase profits? You got those guys working behind the counter. And you can't blame them because that's the way the system is. That's how it is. So if you want to get ahead, you got to be the smartest, don't you? When it comes to buying and trading. Buy high, sell low? No, no, no. You wait till that market comes crashing down completely and then buy up everything. How do people keep their power? Well, that's one way. So no matter what, if it falls completely flat, if we're flatlining, guess who's got the defibrillator on the go? Is it defibrillator? I didn't want to say the word because I didn't know if I could pronounce it. Defibrillator. Defibrillator. I'm pretty sure. Yes, that's my final answer. Defibrillator. Can I call a friend? Yeah, they're on the ready. Antibodies. Well, you can donate your blood plasma if you've already had the virus. Most likely you have. You want to donate your blood? It's for a good cause. We got another one flatlining. Bring out the defibrillator. That sucker. He's gonna live forever. Because he's got the money. Who dies? Who has complications? Ask yourself these things. Who's healthy? Are people on the street healthy? People who shop exclusively at Walmart for their groceries, do you think they're healthy? Do you think they're healthy? The workers. The workers. Slaves. Come on, let's just call them as we seize them, right? Put people in a panic. How are you going to keep your home now, bud? How are you going to keep that big truck that you just bought there, dude? You're in debt. You need to pay that off, right? Oh, you can't afford the insurance anymore. All right, we'll tow that. We'll sell it at some auction. Oh, well, that was your home? Oh, well. What? You live in that house? That big, beautiful house? How many are there of you? Really? You must not even use those rooms, huh? No, we never use those rooms. We're calling this educational. Dave Teller says, peace, we don't need war. That's true. Government sure likes it when we're at war with something, though. When we're fearing something. Even if it's unseen, like an enemy. Like, terror. Hey, yeah, what about that war on terror? We're not doing that anymore? Does that one doesn't exist any? No, we're doing that one too. So you should fear the terror and you should fear the virus. Equally as much. You know, this isn't a conspiracy theory. These are facts. If they're not facts, you should really be calling me out on it. But no one does. And if you're not calling me out on it and you're not doing anything about it and you know that these things exist, that they're happening, you can't remain in ignorance if you know it. Can you? Wouldn't you be part of the problem if you knew and then you didn't do like even one thing to try to change it? Whatever that thing is that you decide. That you decide's important. Like right now, I'm thinking, what's important? Food. Can't eat potatoes all day long. This end of town, if you don't have any money. Garden. I can build a garden right there. Who's using that? Oh, that's city space? Well, now it's garden space. Isn't it? Because I'm going to feed everybody in my building. So now that's garden space. So then we can use that, right? All we have to do is dig the grass up. Keep the trees. And please don't cut the trees anymore. Not necessary. We'll manage from here. Thank you. So I see a garden. Oh, I can't do that? Why? Not approved? How? How's food not approved? We gotta know everything that you're doing. Whatever you're putting in it. I'm using, everything's natural. Fuck, go away from me. No, I don't want your Roundup. Just because you did it one way and you made things grow really fast. Maybe the weeds were there for a reason. Maybe all we needed to do was pull some of them. Maybe we could have eaten some of them. Have you ever had a dandelion smoothie? I'm thinking about having one. Not right now. I don't have my blender. My blender's in Oyama. Or did I give my blender to my mom? I think I gave my blender to my mom. I got a fork. We have to start meeting in groups again. Wash your hands. It's not a big deal. If you're sick, stay at home. We have to stay together. We got to be able to meet in groups. You take that away from people, you strip them of any kind of power. Especially if you're censored on Facebook and YouTube, as much as we all are. It's hard to censor stuff, though, when it comes out at such a steady rate. I think we should all be talking more. Not talking about not only stupid things, because I think stupid things are fun too, right? You could be stupid. Like stupid in a funny way. But there are important things to talk about during important times like this. Like when your government's completely trying to control every movement that you make. That's important. Right? I'm not sure anymore.
Holy Saturday. Easter is tomorrow, big day. Let's go through where we are right now. The good news is the curve of the increase is continuing to flatten.
This type of news can go on and on and on. That curve right there that I'm looking at, that he's showing me, that bar graph, can go on and on for a long time. Just depends how you look at it. If you're looking for it, it goes on and on and on. No curve ever flattens. If it does, you're dead. I think that might be right. Look it up. All this work towards flattening a fucking curve, and we've been working towards our own demise the whole time. Well, what's the EKG on that? It's flat. Oh, shit! Oh, crap. We're dead. That wasn't supposed to be the result. Yeah, you want another shot? So what we're going to do is we're going to give you this vaccine. And it's just a mild case of whatever it is, COVID, let's say, for this vaccine. We're going to give you a mild case of it so that it trains your body to fight it. Some people die. Yeah, some people do. We don't really look at those numbers. What we look at is the profit. Because it's obvious if you have wealth, then God is blessing you. And obviously you have God on your side. The sign of a healthy church. What's the sign of a healthy church? Well, how big's the bank account? Did you convince enough people to give to the project that you're working on right now? What is it? You're building a new building? Good project. Yeah. You can never lose with real estate. Just ask the Catholic Church. Ask any church, to be honest with you. You got non-profits, not-for-profits owning land, but really it's the government that owns the land. So who owns the land in the end? The banks own the governments own the religions own... Who's running the shit right now? It's not working. Get the latest information from Health Canada on COVID-19. And now I'm listening to news, global news. And they're supplying me with what the governor says in New York. Governor Cuomo. Right behind the local landing, we have some tents set up for people. Oh, we don't. They set them up. Wonder if they're still there. Wonder if the homeless thing is still a deal, and I wonder how they deal with this, having everything closed. I wonder how much support people get when they're living by themselves, let's say. Wonder how much support the elderly get. Before they get sent to a home where they die faster, because that's how you spread disease. You let it sit in a petri dish for a while. Hospitals. Same. Please don't send me to the hospital. I'll stay here, thanks. Oh, it's just a minor case of COVID. I don't want anybody to panic here. I'll get over it. Please don't send me to the hospital. Please don't. That's my death sentence right there. Hi, crazy friends. Baba, Dave Teller, Vicky Amper Nicholas, Samuel, Mohammed, Yana, Jordan, Ian, Quinn, Jerry, Precious, Ryan, Liu, John, Jinky, Melanie, Justin, Vladimir Francois, Pinky Rovell, So, how about we start thinking for ourselves? How about instead of accepting everything that you hear on CNN, Fox News, whatever your preference is, really, instead of accepting it completely just because they said it, how about we make decisions ourselves? We make decisions based on what's going on around us, right? So, how many of you guys are sick right now? None? Nobody knows if you're carrying it, right? Okay, so let's wash our hands. You know? I'll take a chance. Come here, give me a hug. I'll take a chance. Every time you go outside, you're taking a chance. Every time you get in your car, you're taking a chance. How many people die by being in an accident in a car every day? Let's look it up. In America, let's say. Deaths per day in vehicle in America. Motor vehicle. What do we use here? Motor vehicle fatality rate in U.S. by year. All right, by year. The table below shows the motor vehicle fatality rate in the United States by year. Okay, what is it today? Well, in 2016, specifically, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration data shows 37,461 people were killed in 34,436 motor vehicle crashes. An average of 102 per day. That's consistent. How many people die in war? Per day. Per day. How many people die in war per day? Don't know. World Death Clock. Let's look it up. Well, the World Death Clock shows us estimated number of deaths this year as Saturday, April 11th, 2020. The estimated number of deaths this year is going up. And looks like we're at 15,656,840 as of now. I just went up to 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. People are dying everywhere. They're dying all over, everywhere. They're dying in Spain, Iran, France, United Kingdom, Korea, Washington, the Netherlands even, Switzerland. You fucking kidding me? They're dying in Germany, New York, Japan, Indonesia. Why is the epicenter in New York? It doesn't seem like it's that. Belgium, California, Philippines. You want some kind of fucking bailout? We're not giving it to you. San Marino, Iraq, Sweden, Georgia, Louisiana, Algeria, Florida. Okay, that's in the U.S., right? Okay, so how many people died in Florida? 288. How many people died in Belgium? 3,346. Of what? They're just dying. Of nothing. United Kingdom? 8,958. What? Is that what? Total deaths for what? The year? It's just that the numbers keep going up. Because people keep dying. Except in China. There's only 7 deaths in China. Okay, so how do numbers go wrong? What expert are you relying on for your information? Whose numbers do you believe? Look around you. How many people are sick? Well, about as many as there were before. Right. We used to manage pretty well. Where do people die? In North America? Well, most people die in hospitals and old age homes. Most people. You don't see it on the street. You can, I would say that there's at least half of people, half the population, not at least, I don't know. Maybe, I'm going to guess, half the population has not seen a dead body in Canada. So this makes death such a huge deal for us. Keep it sterilized. We don't want anybody to see it. North America. Yeah, put them in a mass grave. New York. They're digging trenches. Did you see that? It was on the fucking news. They're digging trenches for people. They don't know who they are. Right? So easy to bury the forgotten, isn't it? Well, you don't have to take care of those guys any longer. They were a drain on the system the whole time. Well, you know. Fuck, I don't know his name. Jerry? John Smith. There are people that feed off of your fear. It's the only way they maintain what they have. They're relying on you remaining ignorant, not caring, not understanding, not seeing their big picture. Their plan relies on deception and the ability that you have to believe the lies that come out of their mouths. Small group of people, when you really think about it, in relation to the rest of us. Small group of people. How do you deal with a small group of people like that? Without hurting them. There's no need for violence here. I got an idea. We don't do business with them anymore. Everything that they held in value will be worth nothing. We start a whole new system, whatever it is. Whatever is not working, we start something new. All the stuff that we have that's working, we keep. The people that are currently in positions of power, well, maybe you could be put on another team, but right now you got to step down. Because we can run it from here, right? Put the best people on the projects that make the most sense. We could be working on a number of different things all at the same time with the right people. Do you want to know how to create jobs? Allow people to do what they want. Strongest economy ever. You want a great economy? I don't know where we're going to base it on. Better not be the American dollar. That American dollar shit, man. It's an illusion. It doesn't exist. So let's create another illusion that doesn't exist, but that works for everybody. Can we do that? I think we can. I'm suggesting that we do that. I don't care specifically what it is. I got nothing. I got nothing. I got some stuff. I don't need anything. That's the thing. Do whatever you guys want to do, but make it fair. I tell you what, I'll start participating if it's fucking fair. If it's not fair, I'm not participating that way. Trade. Have we talked about trade today yet? Has that set in your neighborhood, in your town, your community? How can you get things going right now? If you don't have money, how do you get things going? You trade. What do you know? So my skills for your knowledge. Wow. Really? You think I have that much knowledge that, yeah, I want to tap your brain and I'll work for you for a time. What do you want done? Yeah, I don't do hourly. Sorry. No, that's stupid. I don't sell my time. Hey, I got another idea. You got that thing there, eh? You're not using it? I tell you what, I got this thing over here that you'd use all the time. You want to trade? Straight across? Cool. Let's do that trade. That'll help both of us out. So, what do you want to do? Hey, put it this way, I can't do anything until I got someone to work with. What do I do? I go out there with my shovel and then get arrested for digging a garden? I wonder how much we agree with one another. I don't get a lot of that feedback, eh? I guess it's not really necessary. Do we see how bad things are right now? Like, or are we just kind of, well, it's not that bad. You're being a pessimist right now. And I don't like it when you're being pessimistic because you should really be optimistic. Really? When things are shitty? Then you're supposed to convince yourself that it's not shitty? No, you should be optimistic. Well, I am. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't optimistic in some fucking way. That things could change. Why would I be doing this? Well, because you like the attention. No! You're fucking wrong. Although, can everybody just keep looking at me, please? Yeah. Keep everybody's focus, everybody's attention's on me now. Donald Trump. He who gets heard more. What? He repeats the same things over and over again. This is true, right? Maybe to some degree, maybe that's what's happening to me. Maybe I just repeat the same old shit over and over again. Maybe I'm programmed to just put this out. Maybe that's it right there. Maybe the true way of being is everybody just fucking back off and no one talks to one another anymore. Yeah. No one informs anybody of anything anymore. There's no more COVID. Oh, Jerry died yesterday? Oh, well, I guess it was his time. It's only death. You don't fear death, do you? Hey, Tom. Do you fear the death? Maybe what needs to happen is we need to focus on death a little bit more. To really look at it and see what it is. What happens when we die? Anybody? Does anybody have an answer for this one, please? I'm looking. I'm gonna look. Nope. Not there. Not there. Is that the end? We were here, and then we were gone. Lights out. Oh, there's a heaven! This is nice! Palaces of gold. Just the way Trump told us it was gonna be like. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Who is thy? And who's the Father? It's Trump? Oh, fuck. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debtors as we would forgive those who... When did they change that line? Forgive us our debts as we forgive those who debt against us. No, that's not it. Something changed in there. I want to know what. That Lord's Prayer changed when I went to school back in the day when they still had the Lord's Prayer. Yeah, that's right. I'm that old. I'm the oldest Highlander. Do you know how old I really am? Well, if I told you that, I'd have to kill you. I'd have to take your head. I would, because I'm the oldest Highlander. There could be only one. We should talk about death more. We should teach our kids about death more. What do you know about it? Oh, you don't know anything about it? Maybe you should think about it more. Maybe instead of thinking about and worrying about this COVID virus, maybe we should really be thinking about what happens after this. You know, if we knew what happened after this, if we knew that it didn't end, if we knew, if we were confident, if we were certain that things are going to be what? Better? What? What is it? What is it? What happens after death? Like, is it happening now? Like, seriously, time. Do you know anything about time? You may as well be dead right now. Same thing. Eternity. Death, life, happens all at the same time, right? I think it does. What are you saying? We're already dead? Maybe. Maybe that's part of it. If there was like one message, if there was one thing that I would want you to hear, this would be it. Think for yourself. Use your heart, compassion. When was the last time you really experienced joy?